Trials Unit at the University of York. This is the Research Room. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Welcome back to the Research Room with me, Lucy Ather.
And me, Janine Healy.
And this week in the Research Room, we have a familiar face in the Research Room. We're joined once again by Karen Glerum-Brooks. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
And with you today is Andrew Mott. Welcome to the Research Room.
Thank you for having me.
And you're going to be telling us all about your project Valuing Voices. So we're very interested to hear all about that. So just to get us started, could you introduce yourselves for us?
So I'm Karen Glerum-Brooks, and I am the Training and Resources Development Officer for Valuing Voices. And I also work part-time in the York Trials Unit as a patient and public involvement manager.
And I'm Andrew Mott. I'm a trial manager at York Trials Unit, and I'm currently funded on a Valuing Voices project.
Brilliant. Well, welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So what is your project called? Has it got a long name? Or is it just called Valuing Voices?
It's called Valuing Voices for Equitable and Responsible Research. That's the full title. Yeah. Yeah.
Usually we have an acronym, trials have an acronym, and then we rate it, don't we? But you don't actually have an acronym, but we can still tell you what we think.
Rate your name, Valuing Voices.
It sounds nice.
It does.
Bit of alliteration.
I mean, was there any reason why you chose Valuing Voices?
Oh, it was chosen long before I was on board, but I do think it reflects what we're about. So it's about leveling the playing field in research. So it's all about research culture.
Yeah, and getting input from different people, I suppose.
Yes.
The voices that you value.
Exactly, but also within research teams. Of course, there's difference in people's roles and titles, but we want to make sure that everybody feels valued in their work and can be the best they can be in their work.
Yeah, I like it. What are you going to give it out of 10?
I shall give it a 7.
Very good. I'm going to give it a 6. Just because it's not an acronym.
Well,
but I like it.
I can say VV.
VV? Yeah. Oh, okay. If it's VV, 7.
VV. I like your Valuing Voices. It's just a nice little title.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, can you describe your project, please, and what's it all about?
So it's all about research culture. So long before I joined the team, about probably 3 years ago, maybe even longer, people start looking at, what makes research good, So basically looking at the shell around research in which you consider things like impact, engagement, sustainability, environmental sustainability, all those sort of factors that make research have the best possible impact it can have. So start talking to researchers that seem to do that particularly well, and out of that grew a project that was then funded by the Wellcome Trust, a big funder. So that's when the Valuing Voices project started. They gathered information from both here at the University of York and also from Mahidol University, which is in Thailand, which is our project partner. So you got voices from the global north and from the global south to look at what goes into great research. And from those conversations, they then extracted 5 principles.
Right. So you've got these 5 principles sort of to do good research. These are the 5 principles that you want to look at.
Yeah.
And could you talk us through what those 5 principles are?
Yes, I can. So the principle of engagement and impact, which is very close to my heart because I'm also the patient and public involvement manager. So it's talking about your research ideas with people that will be affected by them, or you hope to improve their lives, or and then the idea, of course, is that the more you understand about what you're trying to achieve and what works best for people, the greater and more more positive the impact of your research will be. So it's about building communities of knowledge and getting the voices in that you need.
Building communities of knowledge.
I like
what do you mean?
that. Sounds nice.
That's a good strapline. What does that actually mean, though?
Well, I think, if I look in my own work, community of knowledge is that you have people around the table, in trials, you've got the consultants, you've got the researchers, so, they're on top of their game in terms of, specific research methods and how you conduct your research. The consultants are all about the medical knowledge.
I see.
And then your third, to complement your team, you have the patients who speak from patient experience. So to me, that is a little community of knowledge because it's complete.
Good. Yeah.
So
right.
yeah,
that's a good way of putting it, isn't it? So, so your next one is
team equity and diversity. So that's about the question: who's at your table? Do you have enough diversity at your table? If it's all researchers, is that enough, or is it all? So do you have all the people there that as a whole have the knowledge and also the background experience of to deliver the impact? So and team equity is also about making sure that everybody can fulfill their role as best as they can. So, are you comfortable with meetings? Are you comfortable speaking up? Do you feel you're being heard? All these things. How do you make a team work, basically?
Yeah, and how to sort of support everyone to be able to contribute.
Yes. Yeah. Number 3.
We're sort of grilling you here, aren't we?
So this is about strategic risk mapping. So that's sort of about, in a way, thinking about the worst thing that could happen in your project.
I see. That's what...
worst case scenarios and how you can possibly mitigate those risks. Or sometimes there's big risks, sometimes there's a small risk, but it's about sort of systematically going through the risks that you can foresee. Then there's environmental sustainability.
Okay.
And it's not so much about studying environmental sustainability as building it in your research. So, for example, how do you travel?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I see. Yeah,
Hospitality, for example. Do you serve vegetarian food or do you serve meat? Even just to think about how you can design your research in a way that
has less impact on the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thinking about it before you start.
Thinking about it before you start and just, thinking things through. So because the idea is that research makes the world better.
Yeah.
And so you don't want the research process to negatively impact
that's
on the world.
That's a good principle, isn't it?
Yeah. And then the last one is reflection and learning. So that's actually building in time and space to sit back every once in a while and to think about what you're doing and if you're still on track and, if you haven't gone down a rabbit hole. So that's about having that practice of learning and reflection.
Building it into your project.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So those are the 5 principles and then they feed into the kind of wider project.
Yeah. So as part of the project, these were distilled from the conversations with researchers in the international research community. There was a point that there were 10, and then we said, but 10 is really hard to get a handle on.
That's quite a lot.
And they have a lot of overlap. So we put them in chunks, 5 chunks, basically. So, but under each principle, there's, numerous things you can talk about.
So this is where Andrew's project comes in, isn't it? Andrew, you're evaluating how we use these principles to design trials. Is that
right? So all of these principles sort of fit in with how we think about trials. So involving people, having team equity, thinking about risk. And so it's how we can use these principles better and embed them better into designing and planning our trials so that we don't have to make changes and think about these things once we've got started. We can have all that plan in place from the beginning.
What is it you're actually doing? Is it a qualitative study?
So we're undertaking a qualitative study. So we're interviewing all kinds of people involved in trials. So we've got patients, healthcare professionals, researchers, statisticians, people who are on like ethics committees and regulators to see how they feel about what's gone wrong in their trials, what they could have thought about better, how they work as a team to try and sort of unpick where things can be improved in those early stages of planning.
Oh, it sounds really interesting. Yeah, so yours is sort of taking the principles and thinking about how we could put them into practice.
Absolutely, yeah.
And is it at the York Trials Unit or is it sort of everywhere?
So we're speaking to people involved in all kinds of trials from across the UK.
Great.
So we're hoping to put together some sort of guidance and tools that can really help people to sort of plan and think about these things.
Great. I'll look forward to that, using those in my trials.
So how long will it be?
So we've currently interviewed about 10 different people from a kind of range of different roles, and we're hoping to do another 15 or 20 interviews to try and really get sort of a diverse range of people from across different types of trials, different roles within trials, to really get all those different viewpoints that people have sort of experienced in things going wrong or what went really well, and how they plan and think about things.
And what kind of questions do you ask them in the interviews?
So we asked them to sort of talk us through how they plan. What did they do? What worked really well? How do they have those discussions as a team? And that's been really interesting because some teams work really well together. Some teams really struggle to get through all those sort of nitty gritty of how things will work once you get started, and to tell us what went wrong, what didn't work, and what impact that had. Because sometimes things don't go to plan, and seeing what went wrong is where we can sort of reflect and learn on those things.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's even better to hear about what didn't work as it is to hear about what did go well.
It's really interesting to hear what people have taken from that and how they've put it back into their practice.
Yeah.
You always learn by the things you make mistakes, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, not always, but you see, some people.
Often the biggest lessons, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. So could you tell us a bit about the background and kind of why you're doing the project?
So there's a lot of sort of inequalities in research, and it's, part of it is sort of like global north, global south. But then you also have sort of like senior researchers, junior researchers.
Yeah.
You have maybe the sciences versus other disciplines. You've got all these sort of hierarchies. And so this is just one initiative to sort of break through those hierarchies. And what has really struck me is that we've done some early presentations, and that it really seems to hit a nerve, which is really interesting. So it seems like people tend to feel these sort of hierarchies, and hopefully we're giving some tools to deal with those.
So is it about encouraging different people to get involved with research?
What we're trying to do is reach the research community, and that's not just the researchers, but also research support staff, technicians. And I think the way the tool is set up is they can take from what they need to work on improving the system, basically. So it's like Andrew said, how do you plan? What do you involve with the planning?
Yeah. I mean, as you said, there's the tool, which is fantastic because it sort of structures all of these different principles into different questions, and it gives you some resources to sort of think about each of those questions so that you haven't missed those things early on, because I think some of those things are really easy to miss when you're trying to pull together an idea, and so it sort of breaks it down and makes it really easy so that you can do that without having to go and find those resources yourself for the first time.
So the tools, what exactly is that? It's online, isn't it?
The tool is like is a website, and you can log on and plan your research project, and there's lots of different prompts and lots of different resources, each under these sort of principled headings.
Oh, great.
And at the end, once you've filled in each of these prompts, it will bring it together in like a report for you so that you can have all these things pre-written out. If you're putting together a protocol or a grant application, you can input all of these things that you've already thought about then into your project.
So it's for people who are planning a research. So that could be a PhD candidate or someone designing a trial or all sorts of people, really.
So it's one of the main ideas behind it is that it will help strengthen your grant applications. But there's nothing stopping you, once you're in a project, to go to it and see where, how you can use maybe resources in the tool, or just the whole the tool itself, to make improvements. For each principle, we set out 4 questions that help you think about that principle. And so you first think in the broad sense, what will, for example, environmental sustainability, what can that look like in my project? And then you go down to all the way to, okay, what resources will I need to make this happen? So you go from big ideas to the nitty-gritty of how do I make this happen?
Yeah.
And hopefully that leads to really high quality research.
Yeah. Wow, it sounds like a really helpful tool for anyone.
It sounds really good,
playing. And is that out now? That's all kind of out there?
Yeah,
for
so at the
everyone?
moment the beta version is online.
Okay.
So we've been really busy collecting feedback on the tool. So to make it, the best tool it can be.
Yeah.
So is it widely available, or is it just?
It's for everybody.
Yeah. So we'll say go to www.valuingvoices.com.
.ac.uk. And there's a dash between valuing voices.
Okay. Well, we'll put the link to the website in the show
absolutely.
notes so people can go and check out the tool.
Yes.
So you're kind of all about improving research, and we hear a lot about reducing research waste. Could you tell us a bit about what that means?
So it might be research that can't be used because you haven't maybe involved the right people, like your end users or your patients. It might be research where you've started and then something's gone wrong and you've not been able to finish, so there aren't any results. Or research that doesn't quite fit with the reality that's of what's going on in the world. So it's thinking about all these things and trying to consider them early on. And that's quite difficult, I think, for a lot of people. So having this sort of structure and a tool and resources to help you do that really sort of helps focus you in those sort of early stages as you're planning and there's lots to do. Having that tool is really helpful.
Yeah.
So you might have an idea for a project, and then if you look at this tool, you might realise that actually the way you're thinking about doing it isn't worth doing. Something like that. Would that happen?
Maybe. I think
it can be prevented. So, like for example, I've done patient involvement on ideas before it became funded research. So before we put in an application, and just based on the conversations and the information we got from patients, it was decided let's not pursue this because it's probably not doable.
Yeah, so I think for lots of people, what they want out of research is that it has a real world impact and that it is a positive impact. And to get to there, you have to have considered what do people want and how do we get that in a really effective and the most cost effective and least damaging way. And that's not an easy thing to do. And you've got to have planned and thought about these things in advance. And helping people to do that is going to make it a more efficient process.
Oh, you've explained it really well. Thank you. Understand now.
Yeah, because it can be quite hard to think about because you don't sort of yet know what problems might crop up. So it's kind of useful at the beginning to really think about all the different things that might happen.
Yeah, and I think people want to think very positively about their research. They want to think, it's all going to go fantastically and it's going to really benefit people. But I think sometimes sitting back and thinking, this could go wrong, or it might not help those people, or we should get their opinion, can really help to improve it. And actually, I think what ends up happening is you get something better out at the end, having planned.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And positive things as well, like the environmental sustainability principle. And that's something that I'm not sure I would think about that when planning a research project necessarily. So it can give you good ideas as well.
Yeah. I think there's lots of stuff in the resources that I'd never thought about, I'd never heard of, and it sent me down lots of new sort of avenues to think about research in a totally different way.
I see.
Even the launch event we had, there was lots of stuff from the principles that I hadn't seen. That all the food and how environmentally damaging it would be, they'd thought about it, and how everyone was getting there, and they'd thought about it, and just giving that time to sort of think about it, and then all the feedback they're getting, reflecting on what could be better, I think is making a really good project out of it.
Didn't you have some leaflets? They've got seeds in them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seed paper. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Mine's
that.
just started flowering at home.
Oh,
So.
Has it?
fantastic. Fantastic. That's just all you want. Yeah, so that was another thing. And we just giving out paper. And then, we sort of, I don't know, we had some really silly ideas first. But eventually we got onto the seed paper. And as a way, to give something that may just be thrown away extra value. And also, it became a conversation piece because when we handed the seed paper, we could say, we are a living lab. We thought about this. You could base your conversation, like at conferences and stuff like that around whatever you were giving out. And we feel like by giving it extra value, people wouldn't throw it away straight away and maybe look at it again. And, to me, that was a real eye-opener. That's, even if you think, we thought about sustainability and we came up with a better idea for what we should be doing, even though, the starting point wasn't how can we improve this as a better, as greater impact, but it became that thing with greater impact.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good example. That
Reminds me, I've got to plant mine.
Yeah, so yeah, what Andrew was saying, we are a living lab. So, like for example, about the launch event, we thought a lot about the food. But that's, it's fun because we're challenging ourselves to live by our and work by our own standards, and so we know it's difficult. We're trying to promote it, but we're at the same time figuring it out. How would that work for our own work? But I think it's about giving it a go, and it can be fun.
Yeah.
I feel like the way our team works. Apparently they've also experimented with different leadership styles, and one.
Oh, right.
This was before my time, but some of it worked better than other things. So, but I think just having these conversations about it, because we're very aware of equity in the team, for example. So but it also makes it a very open. It has a very open feel. We feel like it's easy to raise concerns or to raise issues because we're valuing all voices.
Yeah.
So,
all the voices are valued.
Yeah, well, but that's how it really feels. It doesn't feel like, maybe it's not my place to say something. It's
important, that, isn't it? Because everybody in a research project have to feel that they can speak up, and if they think that something wrong or something, that they've got an opinion.
Yeah. Just being aware of these things is a very, very big step.
So, Andrew, your project is kind of within the wider Valuing Voices project. Yours is one of the sub-projects.
So
is that what
it's one of 12? Is it 12 smaller projects that are looking to sort of really take on these values, embed them, and sort of use them in research to see how we can improve them, how they can be used in practice. And so mine is focusing on trials and how we can improve those and get people to think about planning earlier on. So we've been speaking to lots of different people, and it really is sort of hammering home how important these principles are and how people are thinking about them or having problems with the areas that they could have had help with earlier on.
So how many people are you speaking to?
So we're going to speak somewhere between 20 and 30 people from a sort of range of different backgrounds. So we've got healthcare professionals, patients, and they've all been bringing some really fantastic sort of insights into how they work and how they've planned and all the sort of different things that have gone wrong that maybe they would never have thought about, but if they'd had these tools, they might have thought about.
And when you do the interviews, so you obviously get a lot of information from people, how do you analyse that?
So what we're doing is sort of a thematic analysis. We're looking at what sort of things come up and what do people sort of make out as their sort of really important points, and what what seems to come up from all the different areas. So does team equity come up in all of my discussions, even though it maybe isn't brought up? Lots of people say, oh, we had this problem and it was a really difficult to discuss as a team, or we had this problem and no one could agree on that, on how we fix it, and things like that. And sometimes it was things about where people hadn't thought about all the risks coming up, and they said, oh, everything's going to be fine. So we didn't worry about recruitment because we knew there were loads of patients that wanted to take part in the study. And then we found, oh, actually, there aren't many patients and it doesn't quite fit with how the patients want to work. So, all of these things that I think people need to consider are being thought about, but there just isn't any structure or plan in place for people to sort of write that down.
Yeah.
So having these tools and resources is really helpful.
Yeah.
So when you've analysed it, what's going to happen with your results, basically?
Yeah, so we're gonna look at what these big themes are that come out of the study. Do they point to some of the resources that are already there through the Valuing Voices? Are there other resources that people need? Other things that are super trials specific that people go, oh, well, for trials, it would be really helpful to have this thing or this guidance so that we know how to do that. And then we're going to look to see if there's anything that needs to be developed just to help trials researchers specifically to really implement these Valuing Voices principles.
Oh, I see.
Great. And where are you with the project at the minute? Are you kind of halfway through your interviews or just started?
Yeah, so we're about halfway through our interviews.
Okay.
So we've interviewed quite a lot of people already. As I said, we want to get quite a range of people, get a sort of really diverse range of views. So from people who are sort of brand new to trials and are sort of seeing it for the first time and saying, oh, well, that doesn't look quite right, to people who've had lots of experience and going, oh, I can tell you about all the things that went wrong and how we fixed them. So yeah, we've got a really interesting range of views thus far, but I think we're going to keep going and find a few more people.
And they're from all over the country, you said?
Yeah, so all over the UK and, completely different range of views. We've got people from trials units, we've got patients who've been involved in lots of different trials, healthcare professionals, all over the UK and all kinds of different trials.
So how's it going so far, your project?
It's been going really well. There's been lots of people who've been really keen to come and speak to me about, how things have maybe not gone right, or where they've just had a really great idea about how to plan things for their trial. And so there's been lots of really sort of enthusiasm about the project.
Oh, good.
And we've still got lots of interviews to go. So lots of people are still coming forward to come and chat about it.
That's good. So you've had a good response and lots of people want to get involved.
Yeah, it's been almost overwhelming how many people have said, oh, yes, I've got something to say about this.
Oh, what a nice problem to
That's
have.
great. You've got to turn them away.
So it's not normally that happens in research.
We don't normally have that many people.
It's getting people is the problem, isn't it, usually?
Yeah, that's great to hear from me as well. Yeah,
it's obviously hitting something. I think for lots of people are seeing these problems and saying, oh, we really should do something about it. We just don't know how.
Yeah, because I mean, one thing I do is a sort of like if I have I don't know, a specific task, some task in the project, I sort of like mentally check the principles as well, which is sometimes a nice thing to do to get a different perspective on the task. So that is nice, and I also. You talk about assessing those strategic risks, and I was reflecting on that a while ago, and that I did some patient and public involvement a while ago, and I had all these things on my mind, but I wouldn't have thought about saying, okay, I've done my risk assessment, and these are the things I'm worried about. I just kept them in my head, and I thought, oh, these are things I need to think about and make sure they're right. But just by being the project, I'm like, oh, I could have handled all that and all that stress that came with it in a completely different way, and this could have been part of something we anticipate as a team, and what if I could find the right people, for example, so it's not just about research; it's also about the way you work and how you can handle things.
Making the time for it, making the time to think about the risks, or making the time to reflect on what went really well and what went really badly, and how could we do better next time.
That works in everything then, doesn't it? In any work you do, isn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
So what's next for the project?
So for us, is the Valuing Voices project overall. Like I said, we have the beta version of our tool is out there. We're also gonna do a rewrite in October of, just to edit parts of the website where we think we can do better, and we can make things clearer. We will be adding more resources. So we have curated resources. So we're very specific about the source of the kind of resources we put on there, so that they're sort of like for the general community rather than people in specific parts of research. And we're planning to, set up our training online and in person here at York. We're also talking to university in Kampala, where we also have links with. So there's a lot
coming
to do.
up.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot going on. So yeah, we're really looking forward to spreading the word and to talk to researchers about this. It's great to hear from Andrew how he finds it useful, but also, are there maybe differences if you go to a different country, different culture? What does that mean for, things like, sustainability, team equity? So, we're still, even though we'll be talking all about the tool, we'll be still learning as well.
Yeah. Oh, lots to come then.
Yeah.
Great. Well, now I think we have a little bit of fun.
Oh, yes.
We have...
I prepared, Andrew.
Well, this isn't fair because Karen, you know what's coming.
Well, it's also, we've had somebody on that actually went through all the podcasts we've put out.
I have been listening.
You've been doing your homework.
So you've done it as well, haven't you?
I listened to the podcast, so I know what's coming.
Oh, right, well.
You prepared. Well,
Well, we've got our random research questions that we're going to pull out of the hat.
Shall I?
Yeah,
I'll do
you
the first
go.
one. Oh, this is a crumpled up one. If your research had a theme song, what would it be?
Ooh. Oh, well, for voices, surely there's a good theme song.
Oh, yes.
I actually thought about this one.
Did you?
I couldn't really get past my first, what came up first, which was working 9 to 5.
Oh,
Because, it's about pouring a cup of ambition, but then, sort of like being in the system and trying to do, the best you can.
That's a great one.
Okay, it's a good
one.
one.
I just don't think that researchers work 9 to 5. That's
No, they don't.
But other than that, I thought, well, there's probably something in that song.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
So,
what Andrew, for your project?
Oh, I think it would have to be something with like a choir of people, lots of voices.
Yeah.
Everyone contributing to something equally. Exact song, I'm not sure.
Some kind of thing with a big choir.
Yeah.
A choir. Yeah.
Maybe for our next event. Yeah.
Yeah, you could get a Valuing Voices choir together.
Oh, that's what you should. Yeah. That's getting people together, isn't it, as well? Yeah.
If your research had a mascot, what would it be? I feel like a voice, all I can think of is a big mouth.
A loudspeaker, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good
Could
one.
have a microphone.
Microphone, yeah.
A big ear for listening.
Ah, that's a good one. Yeah.
We could have both. We'll have a microphone and a big ear.
A microphone with 2 big ears in it.
Yeah, there we go. There it is.
God, that's a weird mascot. Right. What is the strangest question you've ever been asked about your research?
Yeah, all the ones you just asked.
Yeah, but if your research had a mascot, what would it be?
Exactly. That's probably it, yeah.
Yeah, it will be, won't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I think the strangest question came from my brother, who asked, "What do you do?" And after I explained it to him, he went, "So you're researching how researchers research?"
Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
Sums it up.
I love that.
What's your favourite way to unwind after a long day of research?
I say go for a swim.
Oh,
really?
nice.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think it's very relaxing swimming.
Do you swim outdoors or indoors?
Oh, I swim indoors.
Yeah, not one of those
Yeah.
people who jumps in freezing cold.
No, I don't think I would be able to swim.
No.
I think mine's a long bike ride home.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's very healthy.
Oh, yes, you do. You cycle everywhere, don't you?
I do.
Well, sustainable, healthy.
Yes.
It's on brand. Yeah, should we do one more?
Okay. What was your dream job as a kid before you knew researcher was an option?
So I always wanted to be a journalist, and I studied journalism, and then eventually I started interviewing people about, trials, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I mean, it does fit together.
Yeah,
because
it
I'm
does,
basically
interviewing
You were a journalist, though, weren't you?
Yeah. So it's, But from a young age, I always wanted to write. In particular, and I'm now even discovering sort of academic writing, which I also quite enjoy. So yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, I can see similarities between journalism and research.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Finding things
it's
out.
just being nosy.
Yeah. We just want to know stuff, really, don't we?
No, we're inquisitive.
It's
the better
word
right,
than nosy.
okay,
Inquisitive.
but I speak with the patient and the public, so I would say no,
You're nosy.
because we don't like big words. So yeah, and to actually, it was through my journalism that I thought I really want to work in a university. Because I was doing some interviews with researchers at Maastricht University, which is a partner of York, when I lived in Holland, and I was blown away by what they were doing, and they all spoke about it like, that was just their job, and they weren't very, I mean, to me as an outsider, it was just mind-boggling that there were, some of them were like literally spending 2 decades of their life on one question, and the dedication and the hours they put in, it just, it was mind-blowing. And I really felt like people need to know about this.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
So, that was sort of, I didn't do it immediate, but when the job came up where I could be a bridge between, the general public and patients and researchers, I really thought, that's a great fit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Great. And Andrew, what was yours?
Oh, I was very different. When I was young, I really wanted to be a vet.
Oh, right. Okay.
Work with animals. I think that worked out. That wasn't for me very quickly.
What put you off?
I did some work experience with animals. I think I'm more like having a pet than.
Yeah. What's your favourite part of your research?
I think for me, it's getting an opportunity to speak to people about what they do.
Yeah.
It's really, a lot of the time we're very focused on just what we're doing, and getting that opportunity to go out and see what other people are doing, where they've done really well and where they've learned something. It's been really fascinating.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, for me, I think it's the opportunity to, look beyond the horizon. I mean, in the trials unit, you're very focused on that research. Now I'm in a more central role for part of my time. It's really, really interesting to learn what, as a university, how we're trying to, continuously try to bring our staff and our work to a higher level and improve things for people around us, of course, with the impact of our research, but also for ourselves, also for the way we work. And there's just a huge amount of effort goes into that. And I think if in your day-to-day work in a place like the trials unit where it's all about delivering that trial, you don't always think about that.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's been really nice to bring those things together.
Yeah, nice to sort of take a step back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you both for coming to the research room. It's been really great having you both, and we'll put all the information on the show note.
Yeah, we'll put everything in the show notes. We'll put the link to the tool, because we want everyone to go and check out the tool. And any feedback from the tool as well, you can put on there.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for coming again. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.